So in the last class we studied about the parthenogenesis, that is nothing but the new individual will develop from the female gametophyte without fertilization, and parthenocarpy, which is nothing but the parthenocarpy is nothing but it will be producing fruits without seeds. So we already discussed some of the important fruits like banana, pineapple, grapes, watermelon, citrus family like oranges, etc. They are producing with without seeds. That means that process is nothing but the parthenocarpy, and this parthenocarpy is first time introduced by the Nall. We already discussed it in the previous lesson, and today our topic is the seed, appendages and its dispersal. It is very important. The seed is nothing but which will be producing after the fertilization of male and female gametophyte, which will produce the embryo in the process of fertilization. And the embryo is developed by the fusion of the male gamete with egg cell of female gamete, and it will be produced into the haploid cell called as a zygote. So this diploid cell is called as a zygote, and this zygote further undergoes division and it will produce the embryo. The embryo will contains the seeds. So these are nothing but we already studied about the post fertilization changes. So the embryo is after the development it will be produce the fruit, and the ovules are nothing but the seeds, and the seed coat will be present. You already know it by during its processes. We already discussed it in the previous lesson also. So the embryo is developed by the fusion of male and female gamete. It will be developed by the fusion of secondary of the embryo sac. So it will result the formation of the endosperm. This endosperm will supply the nutrition. This all we know. The flowers has the essential parts, you know it. That is the gynoecium and the androecium. During the process of reproduction, they will be developed into embryos. The embryos contain the seeds. So see here, the flowers produce seeds by production. Seeds are very important. They grow to produce a new plant. So while sowing the seeds only, we are getting the new plants or new plantlets. So our farmer, while harvesting the crop also, the important material is the seeds. The farmer can select the good seeds, that means the fertile seeds for its crop development. All of you know it. So what are the main parts which consisting of seed? Means the seed consists three important parts, that is the seed coat and endosperm. Endosperm is nothing but the cotyledon, and the third one is the embryo. Now only we discussed that the endosperm is the result. The endosperm is developed by the result of triple fusion. That is when the secondary polar nuclei is fused with the second gamete. So this endosperm is supplies the nutrition to the developing embryo. So next third part is the embryo. The embryo is nothing but the main important thing which is very important in the production of the fruits and seeds. So this embryo is, we already discussed in the chapter embryo and its development. So this embryo is very important by the production of seeds. Okay, so the embryo is developed by the process of fertilization and the fusion of the gametes. So during the result of syngamy, the embryo is developing. So see one by one here. First we discuss the seed coat. The seed coat is very important. It is give the protection to the seed. The seed is covered by a seed coat. This is very hard, and it covers the outer layer of the seed, and which protects the embryo from harsh conditions. That means the dry conditions and wet conditions, severe rainy and very hot conditions also, it will be saves the seed. So this is very important. Seed coat will give the protection to the seed or inside the baby plant. Okay, see here, next one. This is the best example. That means the almonds contains the very hard seed coat, which will protect the almonds, and when we break this almond seed coat only, we can take out the fruit of almond. Okay, so these almonds are covered by a very hard seed coat. Okay, clear now? See here. So the main important three parts of the seed are seed coat, which will give the protective layer and which will protect the inner embryo, and the second one is the embryo, which is developed by the result of double fertilization, and this endosperm, it is also, it is the result of triple fusion. Okay, so the embryo has the diploid condition and the endosperm is the triploid condition. You already know it. In the previous classes we completed the embryo and endosperm development. Okay, so see here. So the endosperm, it stores food for the baby plant. The baby plant is nothing but the embryo. The baby plant used this food till it grows. It wants roots and leaves. Okay, so this baby plant is nothing but the embryo. This embryo can be developed with complete plantlet with the help of endosperm. Why? Because this endosperm will supply the nutrition to the developing embryo. Clear now? Yes. Next, see. These are some of the examples of the fruits. Mostly these are dry fruits. The dry fruits are nothing but the endosperms. So we also eat endosperms of many seeds like nuts. Okay, the nuts are rich sources of carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and minerals. That's why the endosperm also very, very important, which we are consuming, or these are edible to us. Okay, clear now? Next, see here, embryo and endosperm. The embryo will develops into a new plantlet, and the endosperm will supply the nutrition to the developing embryo. See. And what are the main appendages which are present in the seed beans? It has three important appendages, that is the cotyledon, hypocotyl and radicle. So these are the three important appendages which will further develops into new individual or new plantlet. Okay, so see here, the radicle is nothing but which will develops into roots. See in this slide, the radicle is develops into root, and they are growing when the radicle produces the first root. Okay, clear now? Next, see the hypocotyl. Second part is the hypocotyl. This hypocotyl produces the shoot of the baby plant. So just like the radicle which produces the roots, so the radicle is the first part which will gives the growing part of the seed, that is the root system, and the second one is the hypocotyl which produces the shoot of the baby plant. The shoot is nothing but the aerial part of the plant which will further develops into stem and branches of the plant. Clear now? Yes. Next. And the third appendage of the seed is the cotyledons. These cotyledons are nothing but the endosperm modified into cotyledons. The cotyledons gives rise to the primary leaves. Clear now? So the three important things which are present in the seed are radicle, hypocotyl, and the epicotyl is nothing but the cotyledons. So the radicle further develops into roots, and the hypocotyl into aerial part of the plant, that is the shoot system or stem, and the cotyledons are develops into as leaves. Clear to you now? See here. So when you compare this, the seeds are of two types, that is the monocotyledons and dicotyledons. The monocots are nothing but the seeds have only one seed leaf or only one cotyledon. These also called as the monocots or monocotyledons. Examples like Graminae family, that is the Poaceae family, contains the monocots, wheat, maize, rice, bajra, etc. These are the first exodes, and the next one is the dicotyledons. The two cotyledons, the seed contains the two cotyledons or two seed leaves are called as dicots or dicotyledons. Mostly all the pulses that belongs to the Fabaceae family, pulses, groundnuts, etc., they contains the dicotyledons, which has the two cotyledons. Okay, so see here, the monocots are modified into grains and the dicots are into pulses. These are the examples I am giving you. The monocots into grains and the dicots into pulses. Clear to you now? All of you? Yes. Next, the important topic which is covered in this chapter is the seed appendages. We already discussed it. And second part is the seed dispersal. Okay, so what is seed dispersal? How they can disperse and develops into new individual. The seeds only, just now we discussed, the seeds only develops into new plants. So this seed dispersal is by the process by which seeds are dispersed to distant places, not only in the within the place, in the long places also they can travel. How they can travel means with the help of the agents. So now we discuss about the seed dispersal agents. Okay, clear now? See here. So the seed is dispersed by means of different methods or different ways. That is by wind, by water, by fire, by animals, by self explosion also the seed can disperse it. We can discuss its important one here. See here, wind, water, explosion and animals. So we discussed this one by one. Dispersal of seeds by abiotic agents. Abiotic agents are nothing but the wind, water and explosion, etc. Okay. So see here some of the important plants which are wind. See, so here some examples are given. I am giving some examples with the help of wind only. The plants can disperse the seeds. That means they can travel from place to place. Example, clematis, cotton plants and milkweed, maple. These are the few examples of wind dispersal plants. Okay. See here, tecoma and dandelion. So, in some plants, the hair-like structures are present. The seed contains, we already discussed now, seed contains the seed coat. In some plants, the seed coat is made up of the hair-like structures. So, due to these hair-like structures or by the flowing of wind, they can be dispersed through the wind. See here, tecoma seeds and dandelion seeds. Dandelion seeds contains the hairy substances on the outer side of the seed, and due to this hairy substances, they contain the seeds, so they can be moved through easily in the wind. So they can move from place to place. During the when they fallen into the favorable suitable soil, they can grow into a new plants. Okay, clear now? Next one, the seeds dispersal is taken by water. See here. So the water also play an important role or play an agent to dispersal of seeds. Here few important plants, that means the lotus plant and the coconut plant, they can dispersed or they can move from they can move in water from place to place, and they can grow into see here, dispersal by water. The coconut have a thick fibrous outer shell that makes, see here, the coconut, it has the fibrous outer layer, so it makes the fruit light and waterproof, and it helps the fruit on the floating on the surface of water. Clear now? The coconut fruit contains the fibrous material which will be very thick and leathery. That means it cannot absorb water, and when the fruit float on the water easily, and it will be moved to place, and at the suitable place it can grow into a new plant, new coconut plant. See here, these are the lotus fruit. It contains the seeds. So the fruit are very light and spongy in nature. As a result, the seeds they float in water very easily for long distance places, and they can grow. Clear now? These are the seeds of the lotus plant. Okay, so they can be dispersed by the water. Clear now? Lotus, I am giving, so many are there. I am giving the few examples for your better understanding. That is the lotus plant as well as the coconut. Clear to you now? Okay. Next, dispersal of seeds by explosion. Explosion means the seeds can open with forcefully. The seed coat will be break up with a sound, and the pressure will be applied in the seed, and they will be broken out. With the help of this brokening, the seeds will be fell down. Okay, this is one of the important process through which the seeds can be moved. Okay, we already know this is the seed dispersal is nothing but the pollination mechanism. This pollination mechanism is you already know self pollination and cross pollination. Self pollination is by within the plants it will be taking place. We already discussed it in the pollination chapter. So this cross pollination is carried by the agents. So today we are discussing the examples of cross pollination. Okay, the agents are nothing but the air, water, animals, etc. Okay, clear now? Next, dispersal of seeds by animals. These are few examples how the plants can be pollinated by animals. So see here some plants like Troilus, Cockleburr, Castor and Burdock. Okay, these some more examples. That means the seeds can be dispersed by animals like figs, tomatoes, strawberries and oranges. These are the some of the examples I am giving you, the fruit yielding plants. Okay, so these are pollinated by animals or dispersed by animals. Through they move to place and they can produce the new individuals. So these all examples are comes under the abiotic agents. Wind, water, etc. These all are comes under the abiotic. But animals, through animals means it is a biotic agent. Okay. So blackberry, cherries, apples, etc. These are dispersed by the biotic agents like birds. See here, the beak of the bird is the grain. When it will be fly into the sky, they will be fallen into the suitable place and produced into new plant. See here, squirrel. The squirrel also play an important role in the dispersal of the seeds. See here, it is taking the food. As animals keep moving around, the seeds are dispersed away from the parent plant. Clear now? They move to place now. So in the process, the grains also maybe their legs, their wings, etc. They move to from place to place and grow into a new plant. Clear now? See here, that's the seeds of Troilus, Cockleburr, castor and burdock get attached to the fur of animals or the clothes of people who pass by the plant to place. See here, the cloth of the man contains some grains or some seeds. So the animal also contains the the seeds may be attached to the fur of the animal. So if the animal move from place to place, the seeds also move to place and they fallen into that ground, they grow into a new plant. Clear now? See here. The seeds only develop into seedlings with the help of sunlight, and when the seeds are fallen on the barrel ground, the seeds will just now we discussed what are the important parts which are present in the seed, like radical, hypocotyl and cotyledons. The radicals are developed into roots, hypocotyl into shoot system, and the cotyledons into leaf system. So when this seeds when fallen into the suitable substratum soil, they can grow into a new plant. Clear now? See here, seed to seedlings. So these plants only later develops into a beautiful garden. Okay now? Clear now? So now I sum up the topic. Now we discuss the seed and its appendages. What are the appendages? It is clear to you. So the seed has the three important parts: seed coat, endosperm and the embryo. Again, they also contain the radical, hypocotyl and cotyledons. The radical develops into roots and the hypocotyl into aerial part of the plant, that is the shoot system, and last one, that is the cotyledons, develops into leaf system. And we already discussed what are the difference between the monocots and the dicotyledons, and how the dispersal of the seeds will be taking place with the help of abiotic and biotic agents. The abiotic agents are nothing but wind. Wind means through the air the seeds can be moved from place to place, and second one is the water. Through water also the seeds can move from place to place. We take the examples like lotus as well as the coconut plant. The coconut seed has the fibrous beginnings, and they make the fruit into lighter, and the fruit can move freely on the surface of water and move to place, and it will be grow into new plant. Clear now? Next excuse me, next one is the biotic. So what are the biotic factors? Birds, animals, and including man. Man also an important agent to transfer or to disperse the seed from place to place. We already discussed birds and insects also play an important role. The wings of insects will travel the seeds from place to place. Here in this example, the bird is having the grain on its beak, and when it moves to place, the grain will be fell down and it will be grow into a new individual. Here see the animal like squirrel, it also helpful in the movement of grains or seeds into place to place, and they grow into new individual. See here, the fur of the animal and the clothes of the man can carry the seeds, and they will fall on the suitable soil and they grow into new plantlet. So here man also play an important role to transmitting or to transfer or to disperse the seeds. Okay, so these examples are comes under the biotic agents. So when the seeds can move and fallen on the suitable soil, and see here, they will be grow into a new plant which need the sunlight. You all of you know light as well as the water, so the plant can be grow. and it will be develops all the parts like leaves, stem system, fruits, flowers, etc. So it is clear to you now? Okay. So I will end this topic. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.